welcome to DronaHQ's platform walkthrough video. If you are new here or even if you have used DronaHQ before, this video will cover everything you need to know to build your first application from start to finish. To give you an overview, DronaHQ is your low-code AI platform that enables you to build internal tools, automations, dashboards, and more very quickly and securely. Alright, let's get started. So on the screen, you can see that this is your workspace or admin console. This is where you manage everything from your apps to connectors to permissions and themes added by you and your teammates. You will also find account settings if you're admin to the right. On the left, we also have connectors, automation, PDF creator, and manage users. On the create button right here, this is where you can access your app builder, your dashboard builder, or form builder. But before we get started with building our applications, let me quickly take you through the connectors. So connectors provide a visual interface which lets you to connect anything, including auth headers, dynamic params, or test inline queries. We also have DronaHQ's own database, its file storage, and DronaHQ AI for text summarization, chat, and image generation. The connector library of DronaHQ currently has more than 75 connectors, which are only increasing with frequent updates. So once we click on create option and then connectors, this will show you the different kind of databases and APIs you can connect to. This also becomes an essential step if you are using MCP servers, which is one of our latest addition, but more of it will be covered later in a different video. For this demo, we are going to use MySQL database. So in case you already have a MySQL database, you can go ahead and click on MySQL icon and then fill out all the details right here. And then click on test connection. I already have one prepared for this demo, so I'm just going to show that. And then go ahead and click on edit. So this is how it should look like once you have filled all the information. You go ahead and click on test connection. And once it's successful, you can go ahead and click on save. And that's how you add your connectors. Very easy. You can also add your queries from here. I already have a few queries, so I'm just gonna show that. Okay, now let's get into building. So I'm just gonna navigate to our console and click on create and then click on app builder. This will bring us to our canvas where we can build our application. DronaHQ also offers a wide range of ready-to-use templates to help you get started quickly. But for this video, we will be building everything from scratch so you can learn the fundamentals step by step. This is your canvas. So on the left-hand side, we have screen types. Screen types are core to any app design. Whether you are building a menu screen, a settings tray, or a confirmation pop-up, you'll need all of these in your real-world applications. That is why we have baked them as in defaults. You can pick your screen from here. You can pick a screen or trays or pop-ups or combine them to create a rich multi-screen app experience without wiring up any extra navigation logic. So for now, we are just going to stick with the screen. So this is our screen 1. Next, we have control library. Currently, control library has more than 150 controls from essential form fields to data displays to charts, tables, you name it. We also have a custom control section that houses any control that you code and save, and it is reusable across all your apps. You can design your own UI and have your own actions defined, and you can code these in your control editor or control designer. So let me just quickly show you how you can do that. To code or design all of that, you can go ahead to your console. You can click on your profile and then go on extensions, and here you have control editor or control designer. So control designer helps you to design them visually, while code editor helps you to design them in a traditional coding format. Alright, now let's get back to our app. So for this video, I'm going to use a table grid control, so you just drag and drop right here. And this comes pre-filled with dummy data. We can also bind data to our controls, but more of that later in the video. Next, we have our data queries. So once you click on data queries from your left-hand sidebar, you can go ahead and click on new, and then you can have a connector query, library, REST API, or automation. You can also have custom JavaScript and others. So for this, I'm going to use a connector query, and this gives you the query right here. Let me expand this. From here, you can select your connector. So since we already set up a connector before, so I'm just gonna use that, DemoDB. And from here, you can write your query. So once you have your query, you can hit test to see if it's working, and then click on save. And then you can call this query dynamically in this control. So I'm just gonna select all and remove it, and then use double curly braces and call our query right here. So it was query 1, and here you go. Your data from the table has been binded successfully. You can also go ahead and create new queries or connect your libraries according to your use case. Alright, next up we have Veda AI. Veda AI is your app building co-pilot inside DronaHQ. You can upload your design files that can be screenshots or Figma files, or write natural language prompts to generate UI, logic, bind your data that are all editable in the builder. It supports file uploads and prompt templates. Let me quickly show you how we can do that. So here you can actually see all the credits that you have. This is your AI credits, and these are the credits that you have already used. And we can attach our design files from here, and this will generate up to 80% of the UI, and it fast tracks your application building process. So as you can see, our design file has been converted to usable UI. Also, let me quickly show you how you can bind data. So we also have AI Assist. So once you hover over any control, on the top left corner, you can spot the magic icon, which is your AI Assist. So once you click on that, this dialog box appears, and you can write, let's say, get all data from, and this is how you bind a connector. And then I'm going to use a database that we connected previously, so DemoDB, and then I can write a table name right here. So I'm going to use employee details demo table, and then hit enter. And this should bind all of your data from employee details demo table. You can use this query directly, or in case you need to modify, you can do that as well. But in this case, we are going to go ahead and use this. Here we go. We have our data binded to our table. Up next, I want to talk about action flows. So action flows helps you to define the logic for what should happen when a user interacts. Let's say we want to see what happens when user interacts with save changes button. So we're going to double click, and as you can see, this is your action flow right here. You can run client-side and server-side tasks, call external APIs like Slack, and trigger logic conditionally. This is your full visual logic builder that helps you to implement complex action flow with branching, API calls, and implements action like page load, value change on button clicks. So up next, we have rules and validations. This helps you to add field validation rules easily using regex, conditions, and/or nesting to enforce input integrity. You can add your conditions and constraints to the fields. So let me quickly show you. So on the screen, as you can see, there are two numbers, and if both are equal, then this button will be shown. If they are not equal, then this button will be shown. So I have used UI for this. In case you're more comfortable with JS, you can go ahead with that. But in this case, this is set up. Once you are done, you can click on save. And I have also created a validation for numeric 3 and 4. So this basically tells me if numeric 3 is equal to field numeric 4, then number 1 should be equal to number 2. So I'm just gonna hit save again and go to preview. And as you can see that because they are default 0, this button is showing. In case I'm just incrementing this, just quickly increment, and you will see that this button will be shown and a validation error will be thrown. right here. So this is just the start of what you can do with rules and validations. You can use them to improve your accuracy and integrity. Alright, so now that we are on preview, let me quickly take you through different features in the preview section. So at first we have here our user list. From here you can pick any of the users that can include you and your teams. And next we also can switch between different screens without building the whole navigation logic. Next, we also have desktop view or mobile view, which gives you an idea about how your application looks on desktop or mobile. Also, we have our light and dark mode from where you can switch. So if we go to dark mode, this is how our application looks like in dark mode. And up next, we have logs. Let me quickly change to light theme and go to screen 7. So log is a really important feature that allows you to check all your API and DB calls and lets you know their status if they are going successfully. We also have timeline view, which gives you the live view of all your connector calls. And we also have watch list. So a lot of times while you are debugging the connector calls, you would also need to check if all the controls or keywords are reflecting the right and appropriate values. So this gives you not only the details of each data in each control or keyword, it also shows you how the forward and backward referencing works. You can click and jump between each references right here. So in this case, when you click on a username, it should show you a name. And when you click on a user email, it should show you an email. You can also refresh your preview screen from here. And that's all about preview section. Now that you're done with your application, it is ready to be published and to be shared. So I just quickly go on the icon publish, and let's say you have to add a description right here. So I'm just gonna write description, and note that you cannot add any special characters from here. This will show you the version. So this is version 3. You can also release in beta, but we're just gonna go ahead and click on publish, and it's gonna show you that it has been published successfully. So once you're done with publishing, you can go ahead and share your application. So you click on the share option right here, and you can add users. So you can add their name and email of your teammates, and you can also assign them a role. So we have administrator, creator, and end user role. Also, you can create roles from here. And you can also enable public access. So if you enable it public access, then others outside your organization will be able to access this application. You also have the option to embed your application into your own portals, applications, or website. So you can click on embed configuration, copy from here, and use it in your website. Apart from that, your application is also ready to be used in web, iOS, and Android. Okay, now that we are towards end of our video, I want to quickly show you a powerful action that is switching between themes. So for that, I'm gonna go back to my original application. Here I'm going to hover over the settings icon on the top right corner and then go to themes, and this will open a dialog box. From here you can change to different themes that are available, and you can also configure these themes. Navigate to your console and then click on your profile icon and go to account settings, then configure your themes from here. You can see here is a list of different themes available to you and your teammates. I'm just going to navigate to my application. So right now this is my theme. I'm just going to change this theme, and then save themes, and voila, here you have different themes. You can also view how it looks in the dark mode. So you can just click on the dark mode right here, and this is how it looks in the dark mode. We also can switch between environments from here and simulate multiple users. We also have the option to co-browse with agents or have developer on demand. So that was a quick tour of DronaHQ, an AI-powered low-code platform to build, validate, ship apps faster. Stay tuned for more in-depth videos on add-ons and integrations and MCP server. Thanks for watching.